So this video is on the beauty and the horror of Christianity. Where to start? Well, my own background is could be described as liberal Catholic, contemplative Catholic. So I was raised by someone who was a novice nun for 7 years before she met my dad, skills pops. And, so I really had that education. Actually, I had quite positive experiences with Irish Catholic nuns, not the mean experiences many people had. I took it really seriously, really engaged with it, was really drawn to that at a young age, the kind of inner side of it, hearing the voices and the prayer really was a beautiful thing for me. Though, very relatively soon, my kind of rational mind said, come on, there's too much bullshit here. What are you talking about? Virgins getting pregnant? Come on, that's a black, yeah? So, rejected that and eventually came to Buddhism, which I found more kind of praxis-based, though there are spiritual practices from Christianity we'll talk about in another video. Anyway, so this is the base that I'm coming from. What I quickly became aware is I'd rejected Christianity, but I hadn't really had a lot of pain with it. And then, it's just like, no, it didn't really make sense to me. And I know for a lot of people in the rational Western world, that's the case. And they're drawn to more kind of practice-based things like meditation and yoga, yeah. However, I also became aware a lot of people had a lot of pain with it. Like they were beating my nuns in Catholic schools. They were, the molestation stuff alone. I mean, let's face this one fucking head on. Yeah, the Catholic Church has been responsible for more child molestation than almost any other organisation on the planet. It has covered this up. There's a film about this recently from the Catholic Church in Boston. In Ireland, I think a lot of people have lost faith in the Catholic Church just because the scheming and the moving around to protect priests who were child molesters is just fucking awful. For that alone, I think it would be possible to sort of wipe the Catholic Church off the map of spirituality. Yeah, and then we can look at things they've done in Africa with colonization, with their roles in social conformity. Over the years, the Catholic Church has been just involved in diabolical stuff, and not just the Catholic Church. If I look at how the Orthodox Church is in Russia now, how they're in cahoots with the government there, the kind of way they're kind of siphoning off wealth off a fairly naive group of people. Protestant Church, a kind of pro-Protestant work ethic, involved with capitalism. I mean, God, Christianity, to say it's not without sin is fucking an understatement. Yeah, as I'm in a Catholic monastery in Spain, in Mallorca right now, I'll talk about that. I love the current Pope. I really love him. I think he's a genuine guy, beautiful guy. Never met him, but he seems like the real deal to me. Like him a lot. I think he's facing some of this stuff, but I think not to the same degree. Not to the degree that's necessary, and I think that just the horror of that in many people's lives, the molestation, of this repression of sexuality, repression of women, it's almost unforgivable, right? It's almost unforgivable. However, I do see some sort of moves in positive directions there. As I said, I do love the Pope. I think he's beautiful, and this is really the crux of this video. For those of us who are raised in Christian countries, if we had any kind of Christian upbringing at all, and even if we didn't, it's sort of in the background in Britain today, is it a Christian country? Yeah, it kind of still is, even if it's, 10% Muslim, 5% Jewish, 5% Hindu, whatever, it's still largely that resonance is there. We used to say prayers in our school every day. We used to walk past the church every day, do village ceremonies in the church, for harvest festival, a bit pagan-y, but still basically Christian. If you have any of that in you, this stuff runs deep, yeah? There's a resonance to Christianity which will be in you. And Jung talked about this. Jung actually said we shouldn't study Eastern religions, yeah? He said, just find it in your own religions. I wouldn't go that far. As a Buddhist, Buddhist, practicing committed Buddhist now. However, I really want to acknowledge that I'm in this monastery, right? And it's beautiful. And I walk around and there's an immediate peace. Now, I find Buddhist monasteries very peaceful, but does it have the same resonance? Not quite. So even though Buddhism is my chosen practice, there's a way in which I can get quite emotional about Jesus. I feel embarrassed to say that, but I can get quite emotional about Jesus. And imagery, some of the ritual really resonates with me. Now, coming at that in a more modern way, rather than social conformity as a religion, more a spiritual practice kind of way, can be very beautiful. And I have no problem sitting in a Catholic church and just, doing the equivalent of meditation in there. I find that very lovely, yeah? So there's a real beauty to a lot of the heart of Christianity, a lot of the monastics, a lot of the people who are, St. Francis, there's real beauty there. And then there's this horror of the social conformity, the oppression and molestation, etc., etc. And it takes some generosity and some sophistication to hold those simultaneously. To be in a place like this and go, okay, this place creeps me out, this monastery creeps me out on one level, and there's just horror in the walls. And when I walk by their Catholics choir boy kind of presentation that they've got going on in the little museum here, I'm like, really? Yeah, there's part of me that's just worried straight away. Yeah, and I can't help but open. I can't help tune in to some of the beauty here. Maybe that's in my blood because of my mother, but I think it's true of all people that come from mostly, we can say now, mostly Christian countries. So yeah, can you hold the beauty? Can you hold the horror of Christianity simultaneously? For me, even as someone that does yoga, meditation, Buddhist, I need to be at some peace with that. Yeah, I think otherwise something gets repressed, something gets pushed away. That's part of me, and that needs to be part of my spirituality. Now I could go back to being a Christian monastic, go on silent retreats. I actually thought about that at one point, and I've had friends that have done that. I've got Jewish friends that have done a similar thing with Judaism. When they've become Buddhists and then come back to Judaism. There's rich stuff there if you want to go into it, actually. Some really cool shit these days, yeah? This is the route I decided eventually, was just to make peace with it and to enjoy it, enjoy it. When I'm in a place like this, go, you know what? I could focus on the negative, or I could focus on the beauty of this place. So, live to you from, essentially, I'm in like a monastic cell right now. It's pretty Spartan. And, actually enjoying it.